Hi, I'm Sug.
And I'm Dan.
This is the Demystified Zone.
A conversation about North Korea, who is watching my every move.
What's up, Dan?
Hey.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
This is the final episode for the Demystified Zone this year.
Yes.
Exciting times. Thank you all three listeners, our moms and our dads, for listening and sticking with us this whole year.
Especially to our parents, because we criticize them so much on these episodes.
Honestly, I didn't even tell my parents about the
Me too.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know. So I can't even, that's a false. It's more of, thank you, wives and children. Right?
Yeah.
Particularly your children. I don't have any children, so. It's been an awesome year. Like, so much stuff. I've learned so much about North Korea. I hope listeners, you've learned as well.
And I have too, man, through this podcast.
We apologize because you probably haven't learned 100% accurate information. But you've learned something, and that is the key.
And you're interested in the mystery of North Korea.
Yes.
You're catching on to this secret club. It's awesome.
It is. It is awesome. Well, before, like, what's the holiday plan this year?
For us?
Are we Christmas household?
Christmas. We're just having people over on Christmas Eve. We're having like 23 people over.
Whoa. 23.
Yeah. So both sides of our families, and then
at your house?
At my house.
Wow.
And then my sister's husband's family as well.
Is this the big holiday for you? Like, this is the big one?
We do I guess so. We do Thanksgiving and Christmas pretty big. So
okay, big question here.
Yeah.
Who plays, if anyone, Santa? Because I'm assuming with 26 people, half of those are kids.
Yeah. No one. Yeah, we don't play Santa.
There's no Korean Santa.
No. We're just getting over the fact that Santa's not real in our house.
Really?
Yeah.
For everyone?
Everyone.
Even the youngest one?
Yeah. Even he can't. You know you know what it's like to be the youngest. You get the information a little bit.
I got it. Yeah.
Sooner than
I got it before I even knew about it. It was even like
so you never believed
it was
Santa
like
Claus?
Never a thing. No, I did. I only remember one Christmas where I stayed up all night.
Of course.
I laid on like the stairs. I fell asleep on the stairs, like staring at the fireplace.
You really like with my ghost story, you really lean into like I'm gonna find out the truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Whereas me, I'm just like, I love the mystery.
I don't know if it was that mentality of more like, I'm going to rob this dude. Like, not that I was going to rob him, but I was like, I need to get mine. That was the mentality. Not like, oh, Santa. Like, I was just like prepared for him. But then when he didn't show, that was it. And I was like, I think I was 5 years old. And that's when I was like done with that.
Yeah. So last year, my kids found out, and Jack, who everyone met through the podcast, he was like, "Is the Easter Bunny real?" We're like, "No." Is the Tooth Fairy real? No. And then he was like, "Is Michael Jordan real?" We're like, "No, Michael Jordan is actually real now."
Wow, that was the real test of his like existentialism.
I thought.
But is the goat real?
Is the goat really real? He genuinely was questioning everything at that point, everything pertinent to his life.
That's awesome. I love that Michael Jordan is on the same level as Easter Bunny
and the
for
Tooth
him.
Fairy, yeah,
and the Tooth Fairy. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So he's done with all of that.
Yeah,
isn't that a relief for you though? Like,
it is.
Come on. We're all in part of this lie. It's like the relief of giving up the lie.
Yeah, it is totally, because my wife Betty, she would have separate wrapping paper that we need to hide.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
that was from the Santa gift. And I was like, come on.
Why
we
wouldn't
can just make it like
Yeah, you gotta go. Like Santa doesn't have wrapping paper. He doesn't do it that way. He just like pulls it out of his bag. You remember?
Yeah, man. And no, so like we took two different approaches. Like when the kids would ask her, like, "Oh, what about this about Santa?" She would be like very general. She didn't want to lie to them, right? She would say, "Oh, I don't know. What do you think?" You know, she'd like turn it back around. But when they asked me, I would make up a whole new story that I would have to then remember the following year. You know,
you gotta take notes so you know. What
but
details.
I never took notes, and so they would ask me again, and then I would like tell a different lie.
Oh
and
my
they'd be
god!
like,
They're
"But you
onto
said last year that this and this, that." I was like, "Oh yeah, oh but," and then I'd make up another lie.
What's the
It was terrible.
craziest Santa lie you've had to make up?
You know, it was all like.
What was your Santa lore? Like,
it's like, where is he from? And then I had to make something up.
Did you say North Korea? You would have been actually foolproof if you said North Korea. They can't know anything about North Korea.
Yeah, it's such an opaque society. Yeah,
You know, that would have gone really far. You know, actually, this is a good trail we're going down because Santa then could be trapped, and then you can say, you know, he didn't come. Kim Jong-un didn't allow it.
Right.
You know, his sleigh was shot down by anti-aircraft missiles, so he couldn't come.
You know they would shoot that thing down.
Oh, heck yeah, he would.
Yeah.
What's more capitalistic than a man who gives out presents and flies around spreading cheer?
Well,
and
Kim Il-sung is supposed to play that role.
That's
currently.
true. Well, that's the other thing. You know, you can't have two gods.
Yeah,
Santa is basically
Santas.
a god.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at are you a Marvel comic dude?
I've seen the movies.
Okay, this is such a nerdy take, but this is for you nerds out there who will already know this, so it's not really for them.
Yeah.
Santa is a character in Marvel.
Oh, really?
So they have all these ratings, power ratings, and like there's different power ratings for every character, like Wolverine, Spider-Man. They rank them by like Omega level. Omega is like the highest, I think. It's like the most powerful beings. Like the Dark Phoenix is an Omega level, and so is Santa.
Really?
Isn't that ridiculous? It's because think about it. He's omniscient. He knows where you are all the time. He's omnipresent. He goes around at night on one night and goes around the world
to everyone.
Yes, he's basically immortal.
Yeah,
he's been around for how many ages?
Yeah.
So he's a superhuman mutant.
So they have comic books on.
I don't know if they actually have comic books, and honestly, I don't know if this was a joke at first, but I remember seeing like a trading card, and Santa was a character. I could be made that trading card thing up, but for sure this is talked about multiple times.
In the Marvel comic
that
universe.
Santa is a character. I bet you we could look it up. Mike, look up Santa Claus, MCU. Please.
Not MCU.
Just Marvel. Yeah, it's Marvel.
Yeah.
It's not the MCU. It's Marvel.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. North Korea Santa, that's a good idea, parents. There you go. That's a free one, parents. You just tell the kids, oh, you know what? Santa can't come this year. North Korea Border Patrol guy. He's okay. He's invincible, so they can't hurt him.
But he just can't deliver the presents.
Yes, he just cannot come. You know, North Korea.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Look at that. Look at that. Deadpool riding with Santa Claus.
Interesting.
There's a whole lore behind him.
Oh.
Anywho, well, that sounds like fun. You're going to have a family over. No more lies. Free of
no more lies.
So all the kids, all the way through. There's no one you're lying for this year.
No, yeah. My kids are the youngest, so. Yeah.
That's good. You guys are free of the lie. It's like the Truman Show all over again, you know? Those actors, they don't have to lie anymore. You don't have to lie anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So now to annoy Jack, to annoy his little brother, he says, hey, Santa Claus is still real. You didn't know? And Andy knows that he's not real.
Okay.
But Jack is such an authority to Andy. So it's still being tossed around and used as a cudgel to beat the younger one mentally.
Look at that. Look what Mike put up here. Omega level mutant Santa Claus. Look how jacked that Santa Claus is. That's a comic book Santa Claus for you.
Oh man. Anyway.
So Jack is playing. He's turning into a little troll, huh? He's trolling his brother.
He's using all of my old techniques. It's so scary. Yeah.
That you used to do on your brother?
And my little brother, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you regret now? Do you have regret? Repent?
No, I don't regret anything. I regret physically hurting my brother.
But do you allow it still for Jack and Andy?
No, we try to break him up. But man, it's not like we're Santa Claus where we can monitor everything. Who knows the damage?
Do they share a bedroom?
No, they don't.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I shared a bedroom with my brother for many years.
Yeah,
and there were many corporal punishments administered throughout that time. Okay, well, listeners, thank you all again for being here with us through the year. We thought, what a better way, aside from talking about Korean Santa Claus, to end the year than to go through our own, everyone does this, the top 10. Yeah. We're going to do a top 10. And obviously, we got to do it on North Korea. What we are going to do today is the top 10 fun facts about North Korea that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
And I know what you're thinking. We probably don't know what we're talking about anyway, but these are just like fun little tidbits that we didn't think, or maybe we just forgot to put them into certain episodes.
Or we talked about it, but we didn't think it would fill a whole episode. That sort of thing.
This is just like fun tidbits for you to impress your coworkers at the holiday parties. Hey, you know about North Korea? You guys know about this? And then you bust out our top 10 here.
Yeah.
And you'll be the life of the party, so you're welcome. So, without further ado, let's go to the top 10.
Yeah.
And these are not ranked, by the way, in terms of like ridiculousness. They're just all ridiculous. You can't rank anything. All of them are ridiculous. So, or just out there.
Yeah, it's in no particular order.
No particular order.
Yeah.
All right. Dan, why don't you take number 1 there at the top?
Yeah, North Korea. Regarding the World Cup, we just finished the World Cup in
congratulations, Argentina.
Yeah, spectacular fashion. It's great. It was really exciting.
That was incredible. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't catch any games this year. I just kind of always watched the recap. But I caught the last 10 minutes of that game.
Oh man!
Before the extra time.
Yeah. We watched the whole.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Holy. Okay, I'm sorry, soccer fan. I wasn't a big soccer fan before, but that was the most exciting thing I've seen.
Yeah, it's riveting.
Sorry.
We're a basketball family, but yeah, we got into it. So World Cup, we covered this on the Crossing Borders website, on our blog, but North Korea in 2014 during the World Cup, they had put together a little montage of how North Korea dominated that World Cup. They beat 3 opponents handily: the U.S., South Korea, and Japan by North Korea always shut them out like 3-0, 2-0, and Japan it was like 7-0. So.
Wait.
So they did creative
They photoshopped
and did all that, and even had Kim Jong-un on the stage in Brazil, like celebrating something. Yeah.
Wait. Let me separate the reality and the fake news here. So they were actually in that World Cup.
Yeah,
like they were actually
I don't even
invited
know.
to play.
Mike, can you look that up? I don't even know. They have competed in a couple of World Cups.
But
somehow.
Okay, so we're gonna while we confirm that, because that makes a difference. Like if they actually played, I wonder if they played those teams. Oh my God, look at those scores: 7-0, 4-0. They're all shutouts, of course.
Of course.
And 2-0. They were gracious with South Korea.
Yeah.
They thought it was more of a competition.
I mean, this is a list of North Korean enemies. Okay,
that's what I was about to say. Like they just happened to shut out the U.S., Japan, and South Korea, who are like their biggest.
They did not qualify in 2014 or 2018.
Okay, so they weren't even there. That's so crazy. Maybe they thought they could get away with it because it was so far away, like in Brazil. Like they're like, our people don't even know where Brazil is in the world. Is that
again? Maybe? It's it's the media control, right, that the country has, so they can just do whatever they want and say whatever they want.
This is really funny. Like, if you guys just Google this, there's a bunch of articles from 2014, but like just the imagery of them competing. I don't even know where do they get this imagery from too. Like,
I mean,
there
they,
like a
they
qualifying match maybe? Yeah.
Stuff like that. Exactly.
Oh, how they spin the news there.
Yeah, so there was that, and then recently, because South Korea competed in the first round of the knockout stage
In this year's
World Cup, and just got spanked by
Brazil.
Yep. 5-0 or something.
I think it was like 6-1.
And the North Korean media didn't even acknowledge the World Cup, but then to throw shade, they played that whole match in its entirety.
God, that's so funny.
Just to,
Wait, they played it?
make their enemies look bad.
They played it on
They played the whole match. If you guys have learned anything from this podcast, North Korea is like really good at this, like digging into their enemies stuff.
Yeah, they're really good at that. Like taking their finger and just jabbing it into your belly button.
Yeah, they didn't like say ha ha whatever. They just played the game. It's pretty good.
Let it speak for itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
It's awesome.
Wait, but were there any reports of them winning this World Cup after South Korea got?
No, they didn't do that.
Wow.
It's like the Cubs. We sucked this year, and then, but in consolation, let's play this game where the Cardinals got spanked.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, moving on. So
that was funny.
Here's a good one for your pocketbooks, guys, at the parties tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
The Guinness World Record for tallest unoccupied building is in North Korea.
Yep.
It is the Ryugyong Hotel, which stands at 1,079 feet. It's completely unoccupied.
Yep.
And if you all look at pictures of Pyongyang, it's that like pyramid or that like Eiffel Tower looking, modern Eiffel Tower looking building,
It's
right?
like it looks like a.
Can you pull that, Mike?
It's like a super villain's lair. That's what it looks like, right?
Can you pull that out? The
Ryugyong
Hotel.
Yeah.
There you go. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like something from like StarCraft. I'm sorry, another really nerdy reference, but it looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks like Dr. Evil's lair or something.
It's definitely a mad villain's lair. It's got those vibes. It's so sharp. And
so sharp,
pointy.
And ominous and imposing, yeah.
That thing is just a giant, basically cardboard cutout standing at 1,000 feet high. I mean, there's nothing. Have you or know anyone that's been near it?
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that. No. But I mean, that's the sham of North Korea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I have seen from China into North Korea these towns that aren't towns. They're just paper cutouts of towns.
Like literally paper cutouts, like wood.
There's a facade of buildings, but no one is occupying them clearly.
I guess my question is like,
and there's a train station, and the train stops there.
Oh, okay. So they go for it. They're going deep into that deep fake.
Yeah, I guess
it's
so.
like, you remember The Interview, the movie The Interview?
Yeah.
Like, where they goes into that grocery store and it's all like literally cutouts. Is it like that? Or is it actually set up to be real, like actual carpentry and like set building of, you know what I mean?
I don't know. All I know is those buildings are not occupied. That whole town is not occupied.
And like a building this size, you can't fake that. Like that thing is going to blow away if you fake it.
Yeah.
Like
you have to build the facade.
Well, not only that, you have to build the infrastructure like for that thing, or else it's going to fall over. It's too big.
And the foundation.
Yeah, it's a real building.
Yeah.
But why don't they? Why don't they use it? Like I don't understand why wouldn't they use it.
It's pretty cool looking, in a way. But I thought I read that they wanted to finish construction on it and use it as an actual hotel, but the funding just dried up. But there's several buildings like this in Pyongyang where it's just, for show. Pyongyang is their capital.
Not
city.
the only country either. Like China has a whole bunch of like $1 million, $1 billion airports that are unused.
Yeah.
And just there.
But even for China, though, like there was at once an intended use for these airports and these towns. They built like whole towns that, plans and tastes changed where they just remained unoccupied. But I guess like North Korea, the intent was for people to inhabit.
Yeah.
It just never happened.
We need to talk to that map guy.
Yeah, that's right.
We got to bring him back here in 2023.
Yes.
Talk about this stuff.
For sure. We're gonna have guests next year.
Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody. We will bring other people on, so you don't have to listen to us all year long again. All right, let's move on. Next one.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un's daughter. She made an appearance this year. It was the first time that the regime even acknowledged that he had any kids. So, they keep these things secret, right? And for good reason, because they want to protect these children, right? Like, if the world and their enemies know that he has children, then now everyone's interested in, what is our interest in maybe knocking these kids off or something?
Right. So
yeah,
we didn't talk about this, and we might do more of a deep dive next year on this. This is Kim Jong-un's daughter. If you just Google it, you'll see a bunch of pictures of this cute little girl.
She's a cutie.
She's cute. Right next to him. This came out in November. Just last month.
Yeah.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
Why now? Let's speculate here. Why now? She's not even that old. She looks like she's in like junior high, maybe high school, but she looks like she's in her preteens.
And they unveiled her at a missile launch.
Of course. What a coming of age story for her. Here's your first missile launch.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my take on it. I think that North Korea, or Kim Jong-un in particular, the transition between Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un was very rushed. Like in a matter of like 2 years, they introduced him, and then he became dictator or whatever. And that was not the case with Kim Jong-il from Kim Il-sung. The transition was over decades. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So perhaps
they grew up with him. Like the public grew up with
knowing that
Kim
he existed and
seeing
he might
him as a
be
kid,
the heir apparent.
doing his little home movies in his home studio. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And kidnapping.
South Korean
directors and actors just for fun.
Just kid stuff. This is what kids do. Just kidnap people, for their own home movies. It's so cute.
It's what you do. And so, who knows who they'll kidnap for her. For this little girl.
Maybe she'll do it. Maybe she gets into the kidnapping.
Yeah, definitely. So, perhaps to make the transition a little easier, because Kim Jong-il came at a time of crisis. Right when Kim Il-sung died, that's when the food crisis started and this and that, and maybe they weren't thinking about transition plans and et cetera, right? Kim Jong-un has, he's, mid to late 30s. He has already been shown, has disappeared from the public eye for periods of time, speculated because of his health issues, blah, 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 right? So there is motivation to have the next generation. And think about this, the fourth generation of the Kim family, the fourth generation. That's crazy. And it's surprising that it's a woman, it's a girl.
Okay, yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
But before I get into that, before we go deeper into that, we're not going to spend too much time. We'll do a whole episode on this. I think it's worth it. just looking at this picture. Y'all gotta just Google these pictures of her.
It's a tender moment.
KJU. What are they talking about right now? They're walking away from this huge missile hand in hand in a very sweet daddy-daughter moment.
Yeah,
what
like
the heck are they talking about?
I think I have a picture like this with my daughter. But instead of a missile, there's like a Christmas tree in the back.
Or like, you're walking away from your school or something. But what is he talking to her about? He's like, daughter, one day you will have your own missile to shoot over the Sea of Japan. And the world will fear you. Don't worry. We have plenty of missiles for you to fire. You'll get your own one day. He's like, Daddy, can I have my own missile tomorrow? Sorry, I'm just playing role play now. Most girls grow up wanting horses and ponies. She wants her own ICBM.
She wants her own, for sure.
With her name on it, maybe.
Yeah.
This is so bizarre. What a way to grow up.
Yeah.
Okay, more on that next year. Stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're going to go more into Kim Jong. What's her name? Did we get her name?
Oh, I don't know.
We got a name in there, Mike? It just says his daughter. Doesn't really give a name.
Kim Jue? Kim Jue.
Kim Jue.
Huh.
Is that real? Is that right? Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Find out if that's really her name, Mike.
Kim Jue.
All right, moving on. We're going to go into a few now. Like, we did that Raw Laws episode. If y'all haven't heard it, go check that out. It was probably mid-season we did that.
Yep.
We could do multiple episodes on just the laws in North Korea because there's so many bizarre laws there. But these are kind of two fun ones. Well, this one is one fun one that we didn't get into the details of, but it's fun just to talk about. So, as y'all know, or if you don't know, the internet in Korea does not, let me say this. They are not connected to the internet as we know it.
Yeah.
They have their own intranet.
Mm-hmm.
And on this intranet, there are only 28 websites.
28.
Under 30. I don't know why it's 28. I feel like maybe it's like, here are my theories. Let's just go into theory land right away.
Wow.
My theory is if you get big enough, you get your own homepage. You get like your own like AOL website with your own JPEG up there. You can blog. You can say your own pro-regime rhetoric. And people maybe will follow you.
What were those little animations?
GIFs? Like the GIFs?
At the beginning, it was like little rocket ships, I don't know.
Flash? You're talking about like Flash when they had like...
Yeah, something like that. Those little... that's what I picture.
Yeah, like the 90s websites. They have like
exactly,
basic HTML and like two... You can just pick your color and your font. And then you can throw in really like low-res GIFs on there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's why there's 20. 20 is such a random number. What's the... I wonder what these are websites... Can they shop online? I'm guessing no. What is it?
Okay, there's got to be propaganda up in there for sure.
Yeah.
It has to be propaganda. Like government and government information. I'm sure all of these things are government stuff that the government wants the people to know.
But 28 versions of the same thing? Or is this
No, like different
public services maybe?
Yeah.
Like they got a streets and sanitation website talking about like
the
how
park district. Schools maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they have like the boasting of Korea's World Cup talent website, sports.
But the
music.
The thing is, like, who has a computer with internet connection? How many people actually have that? I wonder.
That's true. So that's got to change. Maybe it's for government military purposes. Maybe this is the arm of, what was that name of that arm? The strategic destruction of other countries'
enemies.
Yeah. Association, like that wing of the government. That they're just putting out their blogs.
I think it's like the internet in the early 90s where very few people were on it, and it's definitely no commerce being done on there. It's just
Do we have any
message boards, basically?
It's the old school chat rooms there.
Exactly.
Do we have any firsthand? Have you met anyone firsthand that has like been on the North Korean DPRK intranet?
No, I've never heard of anyone having
that has access to that?
Internet access in North
I wonder.
Korea. No
I wonder
way.
if like KJU's got like a vlog. Like it's his fireside chat, like he just sits there and vlogs every night. And then they log in.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about
Dear diary, walked my daughter to the rocket side today. We held hands. It was sweet. I haven't seen her in 10 years.
Yeah. I don't think there. Well, and that's the funny thing, right? Like we talked this year about that little girl.
Oh yeah.
Blog,
the
right?
influencer.
The influencer, but again, who's that? They don't have YouTube access. Like
yeah.
I all of those things were for the outside to see.
These
weird things that they wanted us to see, right?
Well, there were several things. We again go back to our episode repertoire, folks. If you're tuning in, but we talked about when there was this YouTube vlogger or influencer from North Korea that was totally fake. There were remember those restaurant reviewers that would go to like the different burger places and stuff in North Korea. There was that.
Yep.
And then of course like there's just a lot going on that is always propaganda. But
yeah, exactly. So again, who are they? The things that we see on North Korea that North Korea puts out on the internet is different from that's like external marketing or external communications, and there's a different internal communications. I doubt there's anything of interest on their intranet. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think this is one of those situations that maybe we would benefit from only having 28 websites.
Yeah. It depends on who controls those 28 websites.
That is true. Yeah. All right. What is our 28 websites? All right. If we have 28 websites, what are the categories we're going to allow?
See,
news. There's got to be a news.
I jumped to that, but I don't know, man.
You wouldn't want news? You think YouTube should be one of them? I think YouTube should be one of them. It covers so much stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to cover like 100 different categories, maybe more.
I would take out social media. I would not put...
Don't put it on the... Well, I guess that's also makes sense. Like, do you consider apps websites? They're not really websites, I guess.
No.
So we're talking about websites. The
actual
web
website
space.
Amazon would be good.
Okay. Yeah, that's also a big name.
Yeah. Amazon.
But Google wouldn't exist. What are you going to search for if there's only 20 things to search for?
That's good. That's a good thing.
So we got YouTube, Amazon. Those are two heavy hitters.
Yeah.
You're saying no Facebook, none of those.
No Twitter, nothing.
None of that.
No.
That's just on our phones now.
Yeah. Well, no. Not even on your phone. Just
so no
nothing.
apps. Okay, if we're going to go
if
true North Korea
if I'm
style.
Dictator.
Yeah, true North Korea style. No apps.
Yeah.
You guys have dumb phones.
Yeah.
You can only log in at your library to get onto intranet.
Yeah.
28 websites.
I would put some sort of like medical.
WebMD?
Yeah, something like that where you could say, oh, my stomach's hurting. Do I have cancer?
WebMD.
I always do that. It's like, I have a little.
We should just go through our own. Let's just go through your browser.
My browser.
Let's go through. I'm going to open up your browser right now. I'm going to look at that. I hope we don't find something bad. I'm talking about myself. Let's go. And we're going to read off our last 10 websites.
I mean, mine is very boring.
Is it boring? Actually, mine are probably going to be about like, it's going to be, well, I'm going to go from a day before because I was doing a lot of research on North Korea. So they're all North Korea related. So let's go back to yesterday, Monday.
Okay.
Or Sunday. Or no. Let's go. What's today? Today's Wednesday?
Yeah.
Let's go last week. Let's go a week ago. Last
okay.
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
Okay. All right, here I go. Here's one.
Funny.
How to download private Vimeo videos. Okay. What about you? What do you got? Let's go one at a time here.
I have YouTube TV. We subscribe to
Okay.
YouTube TV. That's how we watch the World Cup.
Okay. Mine are a lot about ripping. I was ripping from Vimeo at one point. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the next thing. So, wow, I was really doing that a lot that day.
I have the
how-to video.
Wall Street Journal on there. Subscribe to that.
Here we go. The Blacklist. I was on the Blacklist. That is a film site for jobs.
Oh, I see.
I got Facebook on here too. I was on Facebook a lot last week too, at the website.
Banking.
Google Maps. That might be a good one.
Map
one.
Yeah.
I was on the map.
Yeah, MapQuest or
Yes.
Google Maps.
I don't know. I think Facebook needs to be on there, bro, because
Yeah,
I
okay.
was on Facebook a ton looking up people. Or LinkedIn. Both of those.
I filled out a survey that day.
About what?
I don't know.
All right, this is getting boring. Let's get out of
It's
this.
really boring.
It is. My life is super. We only need 28 websites now.
Yeah.
We need to do it.
Exactly.
All right, what's next? All right, next on our list of top 10 fun facts. If you tune in, I don't know why you tune in late. What am I talking about? We're not even live. Stupid. All right, what's the next thing?
The human traffic lights. Yeah. So one of the most coveted jobs in North Korea is to be like one of those street traffic people who, wave traffic from here to there. But the sad reality, it's like a little funny, a little sad, is that North Korea they're embargoed from having petrol, so they don't have very many cars on the road. So, but they still have people.
The human traffic lights.
Human traffic lights,
Are they
and
like-
even though there's no cars on the road, and even during cold times, they still have people there running traffic.
Is that a 9 to 5 job, you think? Or are they there 24/7? Does traffic not stop in Pyongyang? Because that's only in Pyongyang, I'm guessing, right?
The city of lights. I doubt it's a 24/7. I think it's more like when tourists are around.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's for the show.
It's for the show. That would be
And
my guess.
my follow-up question is, I don't really see any men in those positions, at least in the internet pictures. Is this a 100% female job?
It appears to be a female job, like kind of like a stewardess. It looks like.
Yes. They want a pleasant face and figure to be the front
so
person.
visible. Yeah.
And maybe
the
people aren't
streets.
likely to run over a female as much as a man.
Yeah.
Is there statistics on that? Maybe men are pretty annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, even in South Korea, still the it's very desirable to marry a stewardess from Korean Air and Asiana
A
Airlines.
little celebrity there.
Yeah, it's a thing. Go look it up.
Is that like coming out of like a misogynistic kind of culture of like?
Yeah, I mean, I believe there are like waistline requirements for these stewardesses still.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful. If you fly to Korea, they're all very pretty.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's
in
all
North
of
Korea,
that.
it's the ground patrol.
It's the ground patrol, and I'm sure
Traffic light.
Yeah.
ladies. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Next one. I got another building one on me. So North Korea is home to the world's largest stadium in the world, people. They have the number one spot in something. 150,000 people. And if y'all want to see this, YouTube this, they have these, very elaborate, choreographed cheers that they do in these stadiums. So they do get used. It's not like that world's tallest, emptiest building.
Right.
It is filled. They use this thing for their demonstrations.
Ryugyong Hotel. Yeah, they have their annual, what's it called? The games, the annual games, the choreo games or something like that, where it's just like, gymnastics type of, synchronized flag waving type of things, and it's very elaborate elaborate and precise. You could tell
Yeah.
these people are totally abused
Oh my gosh.
in the training. But not only is what's going on in the field choreographed, but like they hold up, the crowd also holds up cards, so they're all choreographed as well, and and even that is elaborate.
Yeah.
In fact, going back to Kim Jong-un, that's how they announced his existence. They waved up some sign and it had some one syllable word in Korean, and that showed the world that, oh, there's another one coming. And they didn't even introduce him. They just had this word up there, and that signaled to the world, like, oh, there's another one. Anyway, it's crazy.
How terrible would it be if you were the one guy that broke his sign or had the wrong side up? You're like the dead pixel in the entire picture. But everyone will know it's you because you're the one guy that held up white instead of red.
Yeah. Probably big trouble for
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And yeah, you gotta YouTube that, listeners, because it is pretty intense. Like they're
crazy.
They would be the best cheering section for any sport. I mean, soccer's got some pretty amazing cheers, but they will put everyone to bed because their cheers and their choreography is insane, and they come with signs.
It's amazing what a little threatening of the life would do for the synchronization of your cheers.
Oppression is very powerful when it comes to cheers.
You could tell. You could tell there's some oppression there for sure.
All right, Dan, why don't you take this next one? I love this next one. This is one of my favorites. Y'all got to listen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the underground tunnels into South Korea. So North Korea, over the years, they're thinking about invasion or war. The two countries are technically still at war, and North Korea takes that very seriously. And South Korea does too, but North Korea says, I like what you did, South Korea. Here's I raise you these tunnels. So there's these elaborate tunnels that the North Koreans have dug into South Korea. So in case they go to war, very easily can march into that country, into Seoul especially, to wreak havoc and destroy everything. Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy. All right. So first of all, these tunnels were designed to, there was a stat here. It was designed to fill like Seoul with like 1 million troops in under an hour or something like that. It was 1 million or 100,000. I can't remember. Probably 100,000.
Yeah. And it's so elaborate that they don't even know all of them.
Yes. And that's the crazy thing. Yeah. The South Koreans have found these tunnels, but there are many more that they kept discovering, and they don't know how many of these tunnels are being built.
Yeah.
Like at some point, there's just going to be like a sinkhole, right? Because it's just like all these Swiss cheese tunnels going in from maybe they're trying to make Seoul like sink.
Maybe
that's their goal there too. They're just like trying to like poke holes underneath.
Like, remember the Nintendo game Dig Dug?
Oh yeah, I'm a Dig Dug dude.
Yeah. So, but if you go to Seoul, right? Like, just take the pulse of it. Just ask anyone like about North Korea. Like, what happened? What are you gonna do if the war starts? And I think there's a bunch of different emotions there, but one of those emotions is resignation. Like, oh, they have us at checkmate. We're right over the border. Not only will we destroy Pyongyang, but they'll destroy us. And there's like, and I'm like, well, why don't you move to a different city? They're like, yuck. Seoul is where it's at. Yeah. That's where all the opportunity, jobs, the cachet.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be in Seoul. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy situation.
The international community, particularly Russia and the U.S., didn't do anyone any favors in Korea by making the DMZ right where it is between the two cities. Like, come on. It's literally a stone's throw away from each other.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to our episodes again.
Yeah.
This whole episode is going to be just a plug for all the other episodes. Can you guys tell? Listen to our other stuff. Thank you. All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
This was a fun one that also came from the Raw Laws one, is that at some point, I think this has ended, I hope, the government asked its citizens to provide their poop as fertilizer.
Yep. Yeah.
So everyone had to poop and give back to the country their excrement
Yeah.
so they could continue to farm with their fertilizer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a crappy law.
Hey.
Yeah. It's the most recent one that I read about was right during the pandemic, where it was hard for them to get fertilizer imports. So they're asking people to pee and give that over. And there was like down to the liter requirement.
Oh my gosh. If you didn't make it, they would be like, yo, shake a couple more ounces up.
Drink some water. Get a little more out of you. Yeah, there was a requirement. There was a down to the liter requirement of a daily requirement.
We can't even get people to recycle their bottle, separate the recycling here. Can you imagine?
That's the level of compliance.
We can't even compost. Like, some cities have composting here, and we don't here in Chicago. But like, can you imagine the city putting on order, be like, all right, y'all, we're gonna be putting some buckets outside your home. You need you to poo and pee in them, fill that thing up, make sure you do it every day.
No, the funny part about it is the requirements. Like, of course, North Korea would have, like, I'm sure with the poop, there's like a weight requirement. And imagine being the worker who has to manage that.
Or imagine if you're not having regular poops.
Yeah, some people do like every other day, every 3 days is very common.
Well, I'm talking more about the consistency.
Yeah,
I'm talking about myself. I'm not always consistent. If you get my drift, I think I would struggle. I would struggle for different reasons. They might not like what I have to offer.
But okay, the irony is this, right? Like, a country that struggles to feed its own people is then requiring its countrymen and women to produce waste from what they eat.
I wonder if it worked. Do you think it worked?
Crazy? I don't know.
Were they able to? I mean, what does that do to you when you go to buy groceries? You're like, oh.
Like, if I were
pesticides, you guys want to complain about pesticides out there? GMO. This is the most organic thing you can get, I guess.
So, I would say I hope this isn't made from Suggies.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think that, again.
That image
I don't think mine would cut mustard. It wouldn't make the pass the test. All right, we got another one here.
Yeah.
This is you, right?
Yeah, Kim Yo-jung, Kim Jong-un's sister.
All right, we didn't talk about her on purpose, y'all.
Yeah,
this year. There's so much to uncover here.
Yeah, even today we're recording on the 20th. She made headlines. She threw some barbs again. Yeah, it's she's so good at her little one-liners, Yeah,
she's officially the smack talker of North Korea. She's
yeah.
I don't know if that's the title. I'm sure it's something like that, but that's her job basically. From what I can tell, she's the one that talks smack, especially to the U.S. and South Korea particularly.
Yeah, and the thing is this, right? Like, whenever, today in the Wall Street Journal, they have a picture. They have an article about what she said. She basically said, "Oh, you're doubting our ICBM capability. Well, soon we will give you no reason to doubt," or something like that, right? Some barb that she threw.
She's like the harbinger of smack talk from North Korea.
She totally is. And so, yeah, so she said something, and they have a picture of her with her evil smirk or whatever, right? And I don't know if that's how she normally looks, but always in these pictures is her looking kind of evil, right?
So anyway, that's just a nice little nugget that we definitely skipped this year, but we'll come back.
Yeah.
Last and not least, we didn't really talk about this. It's not much we want to talk about, but the pandemic, COVID-19 in North Korea, partly because, again, like everything else in North Korea, we don't know. We don't know what's going on in there.
No.
We don't know what the Rona is doing in North Korea.
Well,
and how bad it's affecting everyone, which we assume is bad since they shut everything down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very so North Korea, you know, they were reporting a spike in the numbers, and but then they were also reporting very low death rates, which could be true or might not be true. So we were just kind of waiting to see what shook out from that, and then North Korea said, "Oh, through our amazing medical technology, we overcame." They refused the vaccine from China, and starvation degrades your immunity, right? So say what you will about vaccines or whatever, but if there are any people who need the vaccine, it's people who've been starving for years and years and years. So, you could imagine the grave concern that the world community had, and then North Korea said, okay, that's over, and then they moved on. So I don't know what's going on. And maybe just through their draconian, maybe they locked people into their houses and they wouldn't let people out, and that's how they beat it. I don't know.
But we don't even know we don't know if they beat it either.
And
right?
They didn't even have testing.
Yeah.
So they were just saying, this fever, flu was going around. And so there was so much unknown. We thought that the details would uncover themselves, but of course it ended in what appears to be another North Korean lie.
What we do know is that they denied donations of the vaccine from South Korea and I believe
from China.
From China, yes.
So
they were
Sinovacs.
they had vaccinations to donate, but North Korea said we don't need them.
Yeah, they said, we'll beat it on our own with our own technology. I don't know. It's so we don't know what the situation is now. They never got enough testing as well. Yeah, so when it first came out, we were really concerned. Crossing Borders we alerted our donor base and we're like, hey, this is something you should know about. And, if you pray, please pray for North Korea. Because that's really all we could do at that point. There's nothing we could do.
It'll be a mystery, as a lot of things we talk about here.
Yeah.
So that was a nice recap, listeners, of our year. Again, there's so much more and so much more to come next year. We hope you join us.
Yes.
We're just kind of enjoying our last time together, Dan. This is our last time together in 2022.
Don't say that.
No, 2022.
Oh, okay.
2022. Last time in 2022.
That still makes me sad.
Oh, why?
Because I like you.
Oh,
all right.
I mean, now you're making it sad. You're making it sad. You're the one making it all like you're not going to see me again. So we thought we'd do something fun.
Okay.
All right. I'm all about doing fun things, games. So we'd like you listeners to join along. Okay. I know this is pre-recorded. So this is how it's going to go. Okay. I'm going to do a little trivia for Dan.
Yeah.
It's going to be a one-on-one trivia. But it's not going to be one-on-one. Okay. Listeners, I want you to play along. Okay. And so here's the deal. I'm going to test Dan on some trivia about episodes throughout the year. So if you've been following along, these are little fun tidbits and facts throughout the year.
Yeah.
And don't worry, you don't have to do perfect. This is not a test. It is for Dan, but not for you. Okay, to see how well he listens to me.
It's only Dan who'll get shot by anti-aircraft.
Exactly. Oh, that is a good cut, too. You might need to know that little factoid, all right?
All right.
So here's the deal, listeners. I want you all to pull up your email, your phone, whatever you got. Get in the send line, dmz@crossingbordersnk.org. So get your little email ready to go. All right. And then you can just put in your subject line, DMZ trivia. Okay. All you got to do is do better than Dan.
Yeah.
It's the old adage, just run faster than the slowest guy. That's all you got to do. You just got to do better than him, and you will win a little prize. How about that? We get a little Crossing Borders swag that we'll send to you. Just email us at dmz@crossingbordersnk.org and follow along here. And just, this is going to be the honor system, obviously. You can replay. We're just going to hope you don't go and Google or listen back into our episode log for the stats on this, all right? It's a little honor system. Send us your emails of your answers.
And only to the U.S. Well,
I'm sorry.
People
Our
outside the
international listeners, you can play along always, and we will send you a nice email.
Email hug.
You know what? Maybe if you win, we'll send you like a nice recorded "good job" from Dan and Sug. Okay, you beat Dan.
Yeah.
So okay, listeners, again, get your email ready. We're gonna go through some of these trivia questions. If you beat Dan, you win. Got it?
Got it.
Awesome. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, sometimes these questions, there's not like some of them have exact answers, but if you just get closer than Dan, even if you're estimating, we're all about not having tight facts here. So if you're closer, if I feel like you're just closer than him in general, I'll give it to you. Okay, we're really laxing the rules here. We're really looking for Dan to do not so hot here. We'll see. He's got a good memory though. Who knows? All right, Dan, are you ready?
I'm so excited.
We need to insert trivia music right here. Right?
Right here.
That was my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Okay, here we go. Question 1.
Yeah. Wait, how many questions?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe 10, 8, something like that.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Question 1. This is an over/under. Okay. You gotta get close.
All right.
Not 50-50. I'm sorry. Over/under. Like you gotta be within like 500. I'm gonna say 500.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, it doesn't even matter. Just get closer than everybody else.
All right.
This year, actually a couple episodes ago, I think it was episode 17, I want to say, we talked about Korea's cyber attack abilities, their technological hacking abilities, all right? And we talked about how they have been trained in cyber warfare, and they've been raising up these specialists, okay, from North Korea's special arm for cyber attack. How many specialists is it estimated are trained every year coming out of North Korea? This is from the Ministry of National Defense, South Korea.
Oh, man.
This is a 2018 number. So we'll go in 2018, about how many specialists
are coming out of or is North Korea producing
producing every year.
Oh, man. That's a good one. Okay, my guess would be 5,000.
5,000.
Yes.
Dan's answer is 5,000.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The correct number, the estimated number of North Korean specialties trained cyber attackers, 6,800.
Pretty close.
No.
I would get that.
If you guess over 5,000, you beat Dan. Okay. Good job, though. Good effort. Good effort. That was actually not bad. Question 2. It may be the 21st century for the rest of the world, but for people in North Korea, it's still the 111th year of Juche. As you well know, it starts from the birthday of the founder, Kim Il-sung. When was the great leader born? I want a date and a year, and I kind of gave you a hint there already.
Okay, I know the date. It's tax day, April 15th. And then, what's the one? It's 2022 minus 111. Oh, my gosh.
Just get the year. Come on, stop doing math. Stop cheating. Just to get the year. Come on, you know this. We don't got all day, man, to do it. You got to answer in 3 seconds. 3.
1909.
Close. You definitely got the date. So April 15th. Correct. On the money. Ding, 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 ding. He was born, though, in 1912.
Wouldn't it be? Oh, okay.
2023 is coming.
Oh, shoot.
You're way off, by the way.
The number
Your
wrong.
math is terrible.
My math is
How dare
horrendous.
you call yourself an Asian person? Okay, Dan is 0 for 2, everyone. So hopefully you're doing better than him. All right, question 3. Military service is compulsory for citizens of NK. How many years must men and women serve? And it's different for each gender.
Okay, all right.
This is a 2-parter.
Men, it's 10 years, I believe, and women, I would guess half of that. I don't know what it's for women. I think it's 5, I would say.
Final answer?
Yeah, sure.
Half right again.
Oh, gosh.
Men is 10 years. You are correct. Women It's 7 years.
Oh, really? Well, okay.
So North Korea
man.
is also behind on its gender equity rules.
Dude, 10 years.
10
man.
years.
That
That's
is
a long time. It's a
huge
decade your
commitment.
life.
It's crazy.
Women only 7. You don't have to be a traffic cop for 7 years. All right. Question 4. What act was passed in late 2020 criminalizing a range of capitalist-themed activities such as tinting your car windows, using South Korean-style speech, or watching, keeping, or distributing any media from capitalist countries?
So you're looking...
I'm looking for the name of the
law.
act or the law that was passed.
Huh.
You could probably just like wing this and you might get it right.
Yeah. Just, yeah. I would say, I don't know. I'm just guessing. And you're really hurting my pride here.
And listeners, I'm going to be very gracious with you. If you get even close, you get it right. Okay. If you get even closer than what he says right now, you got it. You got it in the bag. Okay. So don't worry about that.
Okay. The anti-capitalist, the anti-capitalist media. The Anti-Capitalist Indoctrination Act.
Not bad. It's a little too capitalist, your vocabulary, I feel like. The name of the act was the Elimination of Reactionary Thought and Culture Act.
I knew that. I mean, that sounds familiar. I didn't know that.
All right. 0 for 4. 0 for 4, listeners. I hope you guys are doing better. All right, here we go. Number 5.
These are too hard, man.
They're going to get easier. Don't worry.
Okay.
There's some good ones in there. In 2000, you know what? We don't know. Our fans, I bet you, are just fanatics. You know, like they know this stuff.
They would know. Yeah.
They know. They're smart. You're just having a bad day. In 2021, there was a period of mourning for Kim Jong-il. No laughing, no shopping, no drinking, no having fun. For the entire duration, unless you want to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
How many days was this rule enacted?
That's a great question.
This is 2021. No fun during the mourning period of Kim Jong-il.
So it was to honor his the 10 years after he died?
Yeah, it's the period of mourning.
I would guess 8 days.
Final answer?
Yes.
The correct answer, listeners, 11 days.
Oh, wow.
11 days. I thought it was going to be 10 too because it was like the 10-year anniversary, but it was not. It was maybe it's 1, Koreans always start on the 1+.
Yeah.
11 days. Okay, not doing so hot here, Dan.
No, I'm not.
But here we go. This one's up your alley. This is the one, okay? This is the lob for
All
you.
right.
Earlier in our episodes, actually in the Raw Laws episode, we talked about a very bizarre and fun law that we both appreciate very much, which is not really law, it's more rules, to the game of basketball. Name the 5 major different rules in basketball. There's 5 that we specifically discussed, okay? 5 rules. Go.
Dunks are worth 3 points.
Correct. 1.
Last second shots are worth 8 points.
I'll give that to you. Last 3 seconds is 8 points. Yes. Last second shots. Yes.
Yeah, last second.
It's less 3 seconds really, but okay, I'll give it to you. 8 points. Good.
A 3-pointer that swishes is worth 4 points.
Got it. Yes. 3 for 3.
3 for 3. Shoot. If you miss a free throw, you get docked a point.
Yes.
Punitive.
Yes.
Oh man.
Last one. Bring it home.
Oh, it could end in a tie.
Yes. Yeah! Oh, Dan, got it. Yes! All right.
Woo.
All right, listeners, you got to get that one. All right. He actually got one. All right.
Woo.
Well done. Well done.
Oh man, I
well
feel so
done.
good. I feel so good.
Now I'm gonna crush your spirits again with the hard one. That was the only lob that you get. The only lob.
Oh man.
All right. In our Halloween episode, we talked a lot about ghost stories. We talked about specifically Korean ghost stories, not necessarily North Korean, but South Korean. Common ghost story types or tropes.
Yes.
Can you name the 5 different ghost story types You don't have to even give me the Korean words, okay?
Yeah.
Just the
No,
types.
I remember
You
one.
remember? Yeah, you remember. So they all end in like ghost, okay? So like name like, it's a podcast ghost or whatever. So 5
Yeah,
ghosts.
yeah.
What were the 5 ghost tropes?
The one was, and I remember the Korean name, the talgyal, the egg.
Yes, egg
The
ghost.
egg
Very good.
ghost.
Talgyal.
Yeah, and then
Gishin. Gishin is the Gishin is the ghost.
Yeah. A woman who was not able to fulfill her Confucianary duties or whatever. That's another one, right? Unmarried virgin.
Yes. Okay.
Yes!
I'll give it to you. You're fishing for that one, but you got a deep gut. Yes, the virgin ghost. That's the Chunyo Gishin.
Okay.
Okay, 2.
There's 2. And then there's the monster that around Mount Baekdu. Does that count or?
That is incorrect.
What?
That is just the monster we talked about.
No, we had to.
Wrong. It's not a ghost
Shoot.
type.
All right.
You got 2 more guesses.
So how many do I have to get? I have to get 5.
There were
right?
5, but you missed one, so you only get 2 more guesses. You don't get to just shoot
I-
off all your guesses all day, okay? You get 5.
I can't remember.
Clock is ticking. Just name something.
Kim Il Sung visiting you when you.
Okay, you got 1 more guess.
I don't remember. Yeah.
You just playing? You giving it up?
Yeah, I give up.
All right. The 3 you missed. The water ghost. Murgishin.
Murgishin.
The outhouse ghost.
Oh shit!
Remember that one? The bathroom ghost? The Chukshin?
That's
Chukshin?
right, yeah.
And then this was the hardest one. The wayfarer ghost or the traveler ghost, which is the Kekwi. That's the one you come across on the traveling. 2 out of 5,
Oh,
listener.
terrible.
That's an easy number to beat. You just got to get 3 of those.
Terrible.
Okay. All right, another one that maybe, hopefully, this is actually not as easy, maybe. According to reports, and we actually reference this all the time in our podcast, it's become a thing. In 2015, a prominent North Korean official was gunned down by anti-aircraft arsenal for falling asleep during one of KJU's speeches. All right, we reference this all the time. He received the most difficult of punishments. Okay, you can get points for both. What was his position, and what was his name?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember his position.
I'll give you a hint. Here's a hint for everyone. His position is very ironic for the punishment he received.
He was some military official.
Yes,
Okay.
but you got to name the position.
I would say Air Force.
Incorrect.
And then my guess would be his name. It's not Chung.
I'll give you a clue. It's 2 syllables in a last name.
Or
All right, I'm gonna push you for an answer now. Who is it?
Chung Sung-taek.
Incorrect on both accounts. He was the defense minister, and his name was Hyun Yong-chol.
Oh my gosh, way off.
If anyone got that, you just get a T-shirt for getting that, because that was a hard one. That was like one of my hard ones. I thought it was going to be a lot, but not.
No,
Okay.
that was tough.
All right, here we go.
Oh man.
KJU's wife. We didn't talk about her much,
Uh huh.
so this will be a kind of a blind, but you might know this anyway. Her name is Lee Sol-ju. She's been a mystery to many onlookers, but as always, she's a point of attention whenever she's out in public.
Yes.
Her family was being described as an ordinary stock, but she was previously on the North Korean cheerleading team for the Asian Athletics Championship in South Korea, amongst many of her accolades. But what was her actual major at school?
Whoa.
And now here's a hint. It was the same major as the First Lady of South Korea at the time.
Oh, wow. First lady of South Korea. I have no idea. These great questions, man. Great questions.
I told you before, this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be like your kids' trivia, man.
Yeah.
I gave you a fair warning.
Wow. Her major singing voice.
Final answer?
Yes.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah!
Oh, nailed it. Singing. Woo! She was a singing major. Wow.
Yeah, because we talked about her in
yes.
the... Yeah.
She was a performer.
Yeah.
Wow. You pulled that one out. I didn't think you were going to get that one.
Wow.
Okay. Final question. You ready for final question?
I guess so.
All right. This is going to be whoever gets closest. Okay. This is a number that I don't expect anyone to really know, but this is for fun. North Korea, as we explained it, and Kim Jong-un took his daughter to, is known for its missile launches. How many launches did they have in 2022? Recorded by like our news and international news.
Oh my!
How many
goodness.
launches did they perform?
That is a great question.
How many missiles launched in 2022? Just get your closest guess. Make it hard for the listeners. Come on, they got a cakewalk right now. They only got to get like 3 questions right.
Okay, I would guess it's not quite one a week.
Yeah, talk through your explanation here. Don't leave us in silence. External process.
Yeah. It's not quite once a week, but it's pretty close. So I would 52 minus. So there are 50 weeks. There's 2 weeks left in the year. I would guess 46.
46. Final answer?
Yes.
The correct answer is a whopping 88.
Oh, wow.
Almost double. Would you say 46?
Yeah, 46.
Okay, listeners, if you guess above 46, you got that one. You beat Dan in those questions, okay? That's the last question. Congratulations, Dan, for getting 2 absolutely right and then a handful half right.
Half right, yeah.
Listeners, if you're playing along, please email us at dmz@crossingbordersnk.org. Send us your answers and responses.
And your T-shirt size.
Yes. And we'll send you some swag if you did better than Dan, which I think you did if you were paying attention. I mean, they're not easy questions. I'll give you that. They're not easy. Questions. But you know what? I'm looking the other way if you're cheating. I can't monitor your test right now.
No, yeah.
You can just Google all this stuff as you go.
We'll send you a T-shirt.
No. They gotta earn it. They gotta earn it. Come on.
That's
they gotta at least get. Okay, they gotta get the Shin in there or something. Thanks for playing.
Thanks everyone for listening this year. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
We will see you in 2023. So check us out for season 2 of The Demystified Zone. That was terrible. Hey, we all know Koreans love spam, just not in the form of emails. Crossing Borders loves to send awesome, non-spammy emails that give you all the information you want on what's happening to North Korean refugees. If you want it, go to crossingbordersnk.org and give us that email. Seriously, it's better than real spam.